Hi everyone and welcome to CX Today. I am once again here at CCW 2024 and I'm delighted to be joined by Eric Smuda, the Chief Experience Officer at Likewize. Eric, thanks very much for joining me. How are you doing today?
My pleasure. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, it's really great to be joined by you. And you gave a really great talk earlier today too, where you mentioned that you think bots are really going to start to take over customer service now. And I think that's an opinion that may still divide some people, especially sort of enterprises, people within enterprises. Could you explain why you think that is the case?
Well, look, I think the reality is it's already starting to, right? So Gartner and others out there have made their predictions or kind of done the data analysis, say what percent of digital interactions or what percent of customer interactions, are digital, and it's already in the 20 to 30% range. Right? The reality is it's so much cheaper to have a digital interaction than it is a live human interaction over the phone or over chat. And so as CFOs understand that better, they're going to force the change to happen. And B, you look at the technology that's out there today, right? Whether it's Alexa, whether it's Siri, these things are so good, they're so smart, and they're able to handle the majority of transactions. Will it replace 100%? No, I don't think it ever gets there because you need human empathy, you need humans to solve complexity at some point. But can you replace the vast majority of it? I think you easily can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess maybe one pushback a lot of people will have to that is that there's still quite a big trust gap between the ability of AI to deliver customer service and the ability of humans. There's still, most people would say humans are definitely their preferred option. Do you think that will always be the case, or do you see that changing fairly soon?
I think it will. I think it's a real fear, right? I do think it will change, right? You look at tools like ChatGPT and that ilk. People are starting to trust it to do a lot of things, right? Yeah. And so the bigger challenge for I do think the trust gap will change, partly because you think about a tool like ChatGPT, it can absorb every bit of information that you feed it almost instantaneously. Right? A human has to go through weeks of training, maybe years of training, constant learning, all of those things. ChatGPT learns like that. And so I do think the trust gap goes away. I think the bigger challenge for companies, though, is how do you ensure that your website, your digital tools, your chatbot, your IVA, and your humans all share the same information? Yeah. Because if they don't share the same information, then there will be a trust gap. And then it becomes, do I trust the human more or do I actually trust the machine more? Yeah,
it's interesting actually because a lot of the, the complaints people have with AI at the moment is that it's feeding customers incorrect information, but that's actually information maybe stored in a knowledge base. That's the problem.
That was created by a human.
20 years
and not updated by a human.
So after that, it's interesting actually when you look into a lot of the AI sort of complaints, a lot of it's the human intelligence behind the AI instead of the AI itself, instead of the artificial intelligence, I suppose, which is interesting.
I think some of it's that, and look, some of it's just natural human fear of, hey, are the bots going to take over, right? Are we going to displace humans? Are we going to put them out of work? And those kinds of things. And look, that's more of an emotional reaction than it is a factual reaction. B, look at some of the companies that are starting to do this today. McDonald's is a good example, right? They've put all these digital ordering kiosks in their stores. If you look at their payroll, they haven't actually cut people. Yeah. What they've done is taken people out from behind the counter who don't have to take orders anymore, and now they're more customer experience, customer service oriented, offering refills, cleaning tables. So it's not cutting jobs, it's just creating more fulfilling jobs.
That's interesting. I guess it brings about that whole conversation about orchestration. So customer journey orchestration, how can you automate certain processes and then leave other processes that require a bit of empathy, maybe a human touch to human agents. What sort of advice can you maybe give to our viewers on how to orchestrate better customer journeys?
Yeah, I think, look, start with the customer. What are they trying to achieve? What are they trying to accomplish? Why did they call you or why did they hit your website? Understand their needs, right? And there's plenty of data out there that says people prefer self-service. Yeah. They want to do it themselves. They're not going to wait on hold. Some of the data I shared in my talk said the younger generations, younger than Gen X, honestly, if they have to wait too long, they're going to give up on solving their problem. But worse, they're going to give up on using your product and buying more from you in the future. So if we don't solve that problem, we're actually creating a churn and retention issue for the organization.
Yeah, and that's even me as a millennial, I can relate to that stat too.
Right. The fact you're able to have a conversation with me as a millennial is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Edit that out.
Now, I guess kind of one final question that I have for you. Obviously, we mentioned your talk earlier. Is there any kind of final piece of advice that you gave attendees to that talk that you think our viewers might be interested in?
Yeah, I think the biggest piece of advice was we need to stop thinking about this as technology and start to use the product management disciplines that our companies have, right?
Yeah.
So putting in a chatbot, putting in a virtual assistant, those kinds of things, that can't be a technology-led decision and process. It has to be a product management-led practice to say, is somebody managing this full-time? Do I have a content manager? Do I have a data analyst looking at what's happening and how do I improve that situation? If you build it as a technology project and launch it and set it and forget it, you're going to fail.
Yeah, I think that's actually it's a startling note, but a great note to maybe end on. Eric, it's been really fascinating. You've been great to talk to. So thanks very much for joining me today.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. And also, thanks to everybody for watching. Bye for now.